Well, from West Bengal, we now turn our attention to the northeastern state of Manipur, where the Supreme Court has actually refused to pull up the state government despite petitioners claiming that there has been an escalation in violence. This is following a petition that had been filed seeking some kind of an observation against the prevailing situation in Manipur and pull up the state government. That hasn't happened in this hearing of the Supreme Court just as yet. Let me in fact go across to Harish for more on this. Harish, take us through the observations, at least the oral observations so far on the part of the Chief Justice of India, who is presiding over this case in the Supreme Court pertaining to what's happening in Manipur.
Yes, Siddharth, a big relief for the centre and the Manipur government as far as the criticism it was facing over the handling of the Manipur crisis is concerned, despite repeated pleading by the lawyers representing both the Kuki and Methi communities, of warring Kuki and Methi communities in Manipur, that the Supreme Court should intervene. And when the Supreme Court started hearing the batch of petitions, the death toll was just 10 in May, and now it has touched 110. And Supreme Court, high time Supreme Court pull up the centre and state governments and give proper directions to ensure proper law and order. But Chief Justice came down heavily on this suggestion and saying that it is not we who run, it is the state, we who run the law and order apparatus. It is we who don't run the security apparatus. There is an elected government in the state of Manipur which can handle things, and also took on record a status report filed by the Manipur government through Solicitor General Tushar Mehta that slowly things are returning to normalcy, and the state government needs some more time to bring back the complete normalcy. And till then, such petitions should not be heard, because it should not. Government is taking things into proper perspective and taking proper measures as far as rehabilitation, law and order. In fact, setting up of relief camps, and will also look into the Supreme Court also very significantly asked the state government about reports that large number of arms and ammunition have been taken away from the police station. The Manipur government has assured that kept the matter batch of petitions for further hearing tomorrow. So very, very significant remarks coming in from the Supreme Court, which has refused to pull up Manipur government and the centre as far as handling of the Manipur crisis is concerned. Remember, Siddharth, the centre and state had come under a lot of criticism. The way from the opposition, especially Rahul Gandhi, has been going on saying that the Prime Minister has remained silent on the Manipur issue, but Supreme Court has refused to intervene as of now, and has said some orders will be passed tomorrow. But today the Supreme Court has refused to pass any strictures against the state government or the central government.
And was Mr. Chandrachud, the Justice Chandrachud, the Chief Justice of India, who's hearing this case, also trying to draw a line here, Harish, because after all, the remit of the Supreme Court in these matters is quite limited, and perhaps the Supreme Court would be exceeding its brief if it decided to end up adjudicating on matters of law and order, which is strictly in the domain of the state government.
Yes, that's exactly the point, Siddharth, because Supreme Court said that the Home Ministry of the state and the government, the central government, the Home Ministries of centre and the particular state, and the Chief Minister and the Cabinet of Ministers are the experts as far as the situation is concerned. They are better versed about the ground situation, and Supreme Court cannot interfere in such sensitive things, especially if Supreme Court issues various directions. It will be both sides, the Kukis and Methis, may see it as in their favor, and also this forum should not be. This forum means the Supreme Court shall not be used. The platform of Supreme Court shall not be used to further the problems in this case state, and there should not be any escalation because of the Supreme Court order. These were the statements made by the Chief Justice.
Okay, Harish, thanks for that update coming from the Supreme Court. The next hearing is slated for tomorrow. We'll of course come back to you for what transpires there as well. Let's turn our attention right now to the state of